Look, if you look at the kind of fall in exports, we were looking at sharp month-on-month declines in the growth of the exports of the order of magnitude of 18% in a month. If you look at the last 2 months, there's been a sort of deceleration. We are still in decline, but the rate of decline is 5%, 6% last month. So there is a slowing down, and I hope that we are at the end of the worst. Having said that, a large part of the decline in exports is a function of the price of petroleum products. A very large chunk of our export basket is the petroleum products we export based on the crude we import. So when the prices are down, the prices of that are down as well. So that is one thing. Apart from that, there is a global slowdown. And what is happening in India is we are very much part of the global economy, very much part of the global value chains, and therefore we cannot remain untouched.
Ma'am, as you're rightly saying, quickly if I could just touch upon, many of the initiatives have been taken. You're saying hopefully the worst is over. So in that sense, in the coming months, how do you see things panning out, and would FY17 be in that sense the year where finally the exports will be once again back on track and you are confident of meeting the target set in?
You know, I think it would be foolish to ignore what is happening in the rest of the world. We need the global economy also to rebound. We need our markets. After all, we need people to sell it to. So if those economies are not growing, then who is our exports going to go to? So we will need to look at that, and we'll also need to see what is happening on the global prices. There has generally been a reduction in prices of major commodities globally. So while we are able to export, and in many products our values may have gone down, our volumes have increased. Also to be seen is that a lot of countries have devalued their currencies. And with that devaluation, that has affected the competitiveness of our exports. We choose to follow careful and conservative fiscal policies, and that has stood us in good stead in the past. And our exporters are beginning to respond to the newer global climate.
Internally, any numbers, ma'am, for FY17 that we are setting?
We never predict numbers. We cannot
but
forecast
any incremental
numbers.
Growth that you see in FY17?
I see certainly that we should be looking at greater volumes. I think for many of the countries, US is certainly a positive area. The Europe area is also relatively stable.
And my last question, ma'am, one thing which always is being touched upon, after the new government came in last 2 years, a lot of free trade agreements are being reviewed, a lot of work is being going on. Can you throw some clarity on anything which we could see happening or getting sealed very soon?
Look, we have already approved the enhancement of the trade agreement with Peru. We are working very strongly in the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, which is called the RCEP, with the ASEAN countries and their FTA partners. We are also actively engaging with Australia and Canada.
And at WTO level, things are finally moving, or we still see the impasse?
WTO has seen a slowdown. That's a certainty. And largely it has been because for the developed countries, it has been difficult to live up to the commitments that they have made at WTO in terms of rolling back their domestic support policies. And I think that has been the major cause of the slowdown in the WTO.
The impasse would continue at least for some time.
Well, until they're ready to move on.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.